Good afternoon. I hope you are well. It is a second innings is what we're talking now for Crafts 2 is what we're looking at. And let's introduce him straight away this time because we've got so much to cram in and so little time to do it in. It is the one and only. It's John Lockwood. How are you, bud?
I'm good. Are
Busy
you well
show this morning. But I've woke up now.
Yeah,
Perky
you
now
have
I am.
actually,
I
yes.
have woke up.
Well, I've been in the green room fast asleep ever since we last came off air.
I know, you see, I've perked up. I've donned another shirt over the top of my last shirt. Now I'm warmer. So I feel better.
That's not the case. He comes to work with 5 on. And you're
just
like those
take them
disposable towels, he pulls one off when he's finished each show.
Well,
yeah.
But let's kick straight off is what we're looking at here. I'm going to go straight in with the happy hour. First one, very busy. But this hour, we are going to look at, and I've just sent on, I've never seen these before. These are your Eyes Inks dye spray that we're looking at now. Now, you are not going to get all of these. You are going to get 5 of these. And you're thinking, well, that's all well and good, Adam, but I don't actually know the colours that I'm looking at. Hold your horses, Brenda. I've got that covered. You will be getting 1 of these. So you'll be getting 5 of these colours that you are looking at here. Now, you can see them glimmering. You can see them shining. You will get any 5 that is on this board. Now, once again, they will be hand-picked. The ladies in the office will do their best. They can, not to give you duplicates. But it is a happy hour deal. The money that you're spending on this is less than half price. If you went for 2, you may get a repeat colour. As you said, you may get repeats if you're going for 2 packs, but if you're going for 1, necessarily the ladies will do their best to give you 5 random colours.
You will get 5 random colours. You won't get a repeat in your original 5. If you order 2 sets, you may get a repeat in that. They always try their hardest. But what I always say is the girls are actually, we're talking, it's Jane and Linda who are both crafters who do the packing. So, you know, they're not going to stick anybody with a black, a brown, you know, a beige. They're going to try and make sure you get a good mix, to be fair. If you go for 2, you may get a duplicate, but it might be worth it. I don't know.
No, it is.
I like having 2 of everything.
And we were saying this during the last hour. Like, you've had yours now for nearly 2 years, and you are just coming to the end of some of your bottles.
Literally, for this show, I pulled out the new set, which obviously they've got numbers on them. So these were the original samples for the show. No, just to be honest, you know, a little sticker on there. When I've used them for workshops, I've got to the bottom in the workshops, but of my own personal ones, I'm only just starting to get to the bottom of these because your usual sprays are 30, 40 mils.
Yes, they are.
A lot of them are 30 and they look big, but they're not. These are 80 mils.
You get a lot for your money.
You do get an awful lot. I love I mean, the thing is about them, they're brilliant intense colours. I know Paola loves them. She's used them on her Boundless journals, but they are quick dry.
Oh, okay. And these sprays aren't normally quick dry though, because they normally take a bit of oil and you normally have to damp them or you have to put a blow dryer on them.
But basically, some of those areas now, I always do a finger in the point where it's not, but some of those are actually dry. Yeah. Does it every time. Every time. But basically, can you see the wet bits?
Yeah.
You'll actually see it twinkling at you. But they make the most amazing. If I tip it that way, you can see there we go. Oh, that's it.
Look at the shine.
You can see the shine and the shimmer. But I just love the intensity of them. I'm going to put a little bit more on, but that's the intensity of the colour, because I'm going to use this in a workshop. But can you see the little pools?
Yeah.
That's where it's not dry. These areas are dry.
And could we paint with these if we wanted to?
You can paint with them. They're water-based. We cannot work out how they do it, because being quick dry, they've got to be solvent.
But they're water-based.
They say they're not solvent, they're water-based. But you can put it in, take a water brush, and actually I'm going to be doing that in one of the demos, but you can actually pull out the colour from it. It's, yeah, you can use it as a water paint. They're brilliant. But we just need some room in the warehouse.
And so it's worth
getting overflowing.
Getting hold of yours, £13, 49 pence, better than a half price deal. You're going to get any 5 that you currently see here at the moment. Right then, I'm going to pop these at the back and we're going to then talk. No, I'm not. I'm going nowhere for a minute, Hugh. I'm going nowhere for a minute before everything falls over. I need to be an octopus.
Would you like me to take that? Because that is my set.
Thank you very much. I have got enough cards.
It is very heavy, to be fair.
From
really
there, what we're then going to look at is our new sets of dies. These are, they were only launched a couple of months ago, if that, to be honest. I remember launching them, that we're talking about these ones. You're going to get both sets for £34 and 98 pence with a £5 saving on this one. Let me show you what it stamps out like. then I'll show you the dies. I'll bring it to you. So you're getting that beautiful stamp. So that is just stamped out. How beautiful is that? But from that, as you can see here, you're going to get that stamp. But from that stamp, using the dies, you're then going to be able to cut out with precision and with that beautiful white border, crisp border around the edge, you're going to be able to cut them out as well and still get all of that detail. So you have gone from that to that. Now, obviously, these were different ones because they're painted with different colours, but if you cut those out, they'd be exactly the same as those, and you're going to get them, both of them. So the Dias, we'll cut out the Dias that's in there, absolutely beautiful, that you're getting on this one. So you're getting the dies, you're getting the stamp included as well. Traditional Christmas stamp is what we're looking at because you've got those beautiful snowflakes. Those snowflakes also work with the snowflakes that you're also getting on the dies as well. You're also going to get this one, so you're going to get it stamped out, and then it will also cut out as well. So if you just want the snowflakes, you are going to get those by using this die. But then you can run this die through with some of your glitter card or anything that you want to do to get perfect snowflakes every single time.
It gives you a beautiful Baroque-style snowflake on its own as a die. I wanted them to work on their own. I wanted you to have a really nice, bold background stamp that you can really go crazy with. But alongside, I wanted you to have a die that could work on its own. So you could do just, you know, I'll show you on the overhead, actually. Something like this, where we've got this beautiful background, which looks so detailed, but then all of these have just been stamped in black on gold, or, to take another one, sorry.
No, it's all right.
I'll take two more. But like this, this one is just cutting out a mirror card to make a Christmas tree.
Look at that.
Because if you look at the die, it's actually laid out in the size of a Christmas tree.
Yeah, it's a bit large at the bottom.
So you cut, what you do is you stamp it and then you follow and sticking them on top, or you can do like this.
I like that as well. But I reckon the more you use this, I reckon you could go quite steampunk and cogs with this.
You could really play with it. You can do so much with it. I just love a big, bold background stamp at Christmas. I genuinely do. I
really do adore them. Let me quickly show you some samples and I must press on because we are very, very busy with all this one. Happy hour at the bottom of the screen. This here, 40% of the stock. 40% of your happy hour has already gone. With the Dias, though, that you are looking at currently in my hand, you have so many samples. And each sample, if you remember, each sample is made from the same set of dies. So these are the same set of dies that the design team have been given. They've all been given the same starting point, but where they end is different every single time. It doesn't matter where you go. You can go from that to that. Which in theory you say, well, it's the same card. It's not.
No.
It's different but the same.
Normally, when you look at a lot of the cards, you look at them and you go, right, so that's that die set and that die set and that die set. Most of these are made with just one stamp and one die set.
Yeah, they are.
You're not adding on extra bits, extra embellishments. They're, you know, done onto vellum or acetate.
I love that.
Just done as a, I love it on craft card. I really, really do.
Look, they all work. I could keep going, but I'm being told to press on because we are so busy. All of these, £34.98 is what you are looking at for all of these. That's that one done. £34.98, 702719 is your item number for your Dia and your snowflakes. Moving on, busy this morning. Now, this is ridiculous value for money. The Stepper die sold out with myself when I launched it as a one-day special only a few weeks ago with the penguins and the gnomes. We did those, the 2J stamps, we've got, and they flew out the door. This also sold out on its own. We've managed to get some back. 2/3 of the overall stock has already gone because not only are you getting the die set, you're also going to get the scene builder as well. So with that scene builder, what you're then going to be able to do and then going to be able to create our beautiful scenes in a boxes. Now, this was the lantern that also sold out as well. But look what you can do with this. By creating that beautiful scene, maybe doing it in a stepper card, you can sort of get the same look in the stepper card that you've currently got here with the lantern as well. How beautiful is that? But necessarily, this is not a set just for Christmas. This is a set that's going to last you all year round. But you think, all right, Adam, fair enough, but it's a stepper card, so which means it's going to be bulky, it's going to be thick. It's really not.
It's not at all. It posts completely flat in a 5x7 inch envelope with a standard stamp. So look how flat that card is. And then if you pop that up, but that's what the person sees when they receive it. That's what it looks like on the mantelpiece. To me, it's a real mantelpiece pleaser.
It really is.
Something like that, all that depth, but again, fold it flat, which it goes flat automatically. Normal envelope, normal stamp. You're not even large lettering that.
So that in an envelope would be sitting like that, and obviously when you push it open, you get all these. Now imagine all your scenes that are already on there. Imagine taking your flowers. I know I keep picking up the same too, but you've got so many more that you've got here for Christmas, anniversaries, birthdays that you've got here. Throw the flowers on it and use it as a trailing garden should you so wish. Turn it into a little birthday cake should you so want to. There you go, look. But it's all flat on the background. So you can manipulate it to do whatever you want it to do, or you can have it popping out. It's entirely up to you how you want this to work. So you can manipulate them however you want to. If you want to put a tea light in the little middle, you could pop them on the mantelpiece with a little tea light and a bit of mirror card at the back.
Yeah, you could. There's so much more you can do with this, and I just love the way that it's flexible as to which pieces of panels you use, but also the fact that it will post flat. So it's cheap to post, and we need those. I mean, that to me looks such a complex card.
It really does.
That would cost a fortune to post, but again, it isn't because they just go completely flat.
It works well in white as well. It's got the M&S look about it that you've got here. I know these are quite hard to see, but they really, really are. Look at these. They're absolutely, other markets are available that's out there as well. But these are other Marxes. They are absolutely stunning. £26.97 is what you're looking at. 268486 is your item number. Very busy for that earlier. We're busy for it again now, and I can see why. Something else that we've got on the show, and we didn't really show you this earlier, but the value for money that you're getting in this is absolutely phenomenal. It works on the same concept as the deers and the snowflakes I bought you earlier, but now we're sort of going all year round with that concept that you've got. So you've got the main stamp, and you've also got the dies as well that will cut out your butterfly stamp out on its own. It will look like this. Place the die over this, you're going to get these free-flowing butterflies. Now imagine stamping on vellum. Now imagine stamping on your acetate and cutting that out if you so wanted to. Cut it through acetate and run it through your collider to give you those butterflies, those little sparkle and shine.
Yep, you can foil them. I think you've got a sample there with a black and red tartan background.
Oh.
That's actually got the butterflies foiled in acetate.
Hold the line cooler.
And then die cut out. But again, those would cost to me an absolute fortune to buy. Acetate butterflies with that delicacy that are foiled.
Wow.
But you just make those. That was literally one ace, and it's only an A6 piece of acetate. So you will get 4 of them out of a full A4 sheet.
I absolutely love them. Look at all these. Then you've got the waste, as it were, but you don't really get waste with this card because obviously when you've cut them out, you're going to be left with the background, but then you can paper piece them back in should you so wanted to. Look at all these. These are just some of the samples that we've got for you on here. And this is just the butterflies that we're currently looking at. From the butterflies, though, you're also going to get in this set, you're also going to get your abstract flower. Now, this is a flower. This is like a generic flower that you could really turn into any flower you want it to be.
You can. The petals on it were designed. It's a 4-petal flower piece cut. They're designed so you can make all sorts of flowers. I mean, you wouldn't think that was the same flower as this one here. And they're literally just shaped. But when you start to do them in vellum, I'm going to actually make that card now.
I love this.
But when you start to add them together, but look what happens when you add colour to them and the stamp to it. You get a completely different... Now it looks like a daisy or a gerbera.
Yeah, they do.
Or a sunflower. But yet before it was such a delicate flower. But you've got the background stamp as well. So you've got that added bonus of having the background stamp as well as having what can be a really flexible flower.
So you literally, quick and easy cards I like to think of with these, because you've got your background already done. You want something to tie in with the background. Oh, what do you got? You haven't got more flowers. You don't need to. You just pull out the flowers from these. But say fussy cutting. And that's what, I think that's the faff, and that's what some people don't want to do. Some people think, oh, I've got to cut all them out by hand now.
Yeah.
I don't want to cut them all by hand, or I've got to go in with my scissors. I'm not a fan of fussy cutting. The die will do all the work for you. That's what the die's there for. Use the die, in theory, for your inky mop-ups and things like that, to give you those different leaves and those different petals. And depending on what you cut it out of, it's going to give you that different petal look that you got there. And because it's 4 petals as well, once you start crossing them over and laying them on top of each other, you're going to start building them up. Do the smaller ones fit inside the big? I'm guessing they do, because they're just a smaller size.
So you can build them all up. They're done in the same style as I do all my flower plates. So each subsequent flower die is 5 millimetres smaller than the one that precedes it.
I love it.
so that they will totally layer up completely right, because it's what you're keeping the aspect ratio, as we call it, to be posh. Ooh. But it keeps the same aspect ratio by shrinking them the same amount each time.
So you know these are going to mat and lay out beautifully. £34.98, 340919 is your item number. Last but not means least, just for this little bit, the card. Oh my word, this was busy this morning. You are getting 2 packs of your ombre card. Okay, so you're getting 2 packs of your card. We are 60% of the stock has already gone here, but look at this. Where are you, camera 2? This is beautiful. You get 2 of the same amounts of cards. If I turn that one around, you can see you're getting 2 of the amounts. Okay, I've just flipped it upside down. I use the word I because I built this. Just so you can see the colour tones work really, really well. So that blend that you're going to get in there works well. Good thing to point out about this as well, though, in theory, and it's very rare I say this, and it's not theory at all, it's fact. These details that you see here, there's a little white lie in those details. I'll be honest with you, you know me, don't give a hoot. Some days couldn't give 2. But these, they're not glitter.
No,
There's no glitter in this at all.
No glitter in it whatsoever. No glitter has been used in the manufacture or the making of it or anything. So we can say it is 100% guaranteed non-shed because there is absolutely no glitter to shed. You can take a sheet of that and rub it against the darkest top you've got, and you will not get any glitter off it because it's made with a special foil that we have done in the factory just for us.
I love it.
And there is no glitter used in it, so there are no individual pieces. It's faux glitter card, it's fake.
Fake glitter card, but it'll run through all your machines. Oh, look at it. Oh, yes. Loving this now. There's something about this card I absolutely adore. And you know, when you start cutting out with it, you're not going to be covered in it. £9, and because that's the thing with glitter card, you don't make anything with it, because everything you touch
will then turn with glitter. Yeah. I mean, this is the thing, is I've been using it, I've got it today, I've got a navy shirt on. I cut some earlier, I would be covered in it.
Yeah, you're not though.
And I'm not, because there isn't. I normally am,
when
to be
you're
honest.
rolling this morning,
there is glitter on my shoes.
Well,
but then there is always glitter on my shoes, because there's always glitter around at this time of year. But you're not going to, it's going to cut delicate and intricate die cut straight away perfectly. But you don't have to worry about any glitter shedding anyway, because there's none in it.
I love it. Just so you know at home, Johnny's wearing the heels, the glittery ones again. I've told him, health and safety nightmare. Something else I need to tell you about. Right, I've got 2 bundles for this Kaleido that we've got now. Let me give you the big one. This is the big one first, okay? This is the big one that I've got for you. So this means you get everything. You get all the foils that's included in there. Not only are you getting the foils that's in there, you're also going to get your magic ink in there as well. You're going to get your liquid ink, you're going to get your magic medium, and you're also going to get your pad that's included. You're getting all the plates that we spoke about this morning, one of them being magnetic, which is absolutely phenomenal, and you're also getting the magic medium pen already thrown in. The only thing you need to do is plug it in and attach your handle, which is a small little Allen key that you can do. And once that's attached, you know it's not going to fall off, which is the bonus. From this, though, this is not just a cutting machine that you'll get in there. From your machine, you can also cut. So you cut and you can also foil. Some machines can't do that. This is the one that you can use for sort of everything. 545390 is your item number. This is John's go-to machine. If you watch The Craft Cave, if you watch here in the studio, he'll only use his A4 one for A4 dice. Everything else, he uses the Kaleido because you've got that. You're in control, aren't you, John?
You are. With a manual machine, you've got more power. You will always get, to my mind, it's more satisfying.
True.
But you're in control. If you want to run it halfway through and pull it out, if you've made a mistake, you've got something wrong, if the plates don't take, you're in control with the handle, and I think that's what makes the difference. Plus, it's a lot quicker.
That is true.
I mean, I'm not being, but literally, you take your sandwich and you just run it through, and it literally is so much quicker.
Done.
Than a hand machine, but it's so much handier to have that smaller one on there and on the desk, because most of the time we're not cutting the big A4 dies. You know, I wouldn't be without my electric, I wouldn't be without my Go Power and Emboss, but for, you know, that is for doing the guts of the card. This is doing the fun bits and the small bits.
It's worth having a little look. Was it Steve this morning? Steve this morning?
Steve,
like
yeah.
Our Steve brought his wife on this morning. Steve brought K1 live on the channel. I had to announce it. I was like a post mystery. Good guy, Steve. That's what we like. We all should be like Steve. But if you're thinking, that's all well and good, Adam, but I just like the machine. I just like to have a little go. I can do that for you at an amazing price. £99.99. 3 flexible payments of £33.33 today is going to get you the machine on its own. You are going to get the machine. You're going to get all your plates. You're going to get the pen with your magic ink in as well, and we'll also throw in some foil, also included into that little bundle that you see here for £99.99. I have never seen it at this price before. 807642 is your item number for that one. Right, and let's go over to John for a demonstration. What are you up to first?
Okay, so if you want to pull out that card that I said I was going to make, I'm going to make the card that I was going to show. Basically, I wanted to show you a lot of the time when we've got, when we're making a particular card or we're making something, we actually need to have, you would say, right, so what we're going to use is we're going to use this flower die,
yep,
and we're going to use this background stamp, and we're going to use this folio, and we're going to use this. This is what I love about having the stamp and the die together, because you get so many different looks. So apart from a frame, basically, I'm not using anything else.
That's good though.
So you're not having to have lots of different things, but we'll get lots of different looks. So what I've got here is I've just put down my stamp, and this is the abstract flower. And I really think I probably named that wrong.
Yeah, because it's not an abstract.
It's not an abstract flower.
It's
No.
a beautiful flower, is what it is, and maybe that's where you're going wrong at home. You're thinking, well, abstract. I don't do abstract. I don't do quirky. I do nice flowers.
I do pretty. This is an all-round flower.
Yeah, this is a pretty flower.
This should have been called all seasons flower or something.
I like that.
So what I'm going to do is I'm stamping this onto vellum, and this is literally the cheap craft vellum.
Okay.
The cheapest and cheapest, probably from a happy hour.
Oh.
It's more than likely from one of your jelly bean happy hours. Or something,
What are you saying about my vellum?
We watch them because it's like a good comedy show.
Right.
To be honest, we always tune in for your happy hours.
They don't let me do them
It's
anymore.
like watching a comedy. It really is.
They don't let me do happy hours.
I think that's terrible. I think we should start a campaign. Adam should do more happy hours. So what I'm going to do is I'm doing 2 at the same time. It's so much easier to do that. I'm using this is Eyes Ink embossing ink, which I love because it's
sticky.
super sticky, but doesn't go off like some of them do. But again, there's loads out there. Most people have got one.
Talking of Eyes Ink, how's the happy hour doing, Ross?
So
80% of your happy hours have now already gone. If you want the Eyes Ink sprays, it's worth having a little look.
Oops, I missed a little bit there.
That's the bonus of Press Screen Press.
It's why it is my favourite tool ever.
I love mine.
Yeah, it is so much easier. And the difference is, and I will explain this, and I love to be able to do this because we're completely out of stock of them at the minute, so I'm not saying this to sort of sell them or anything. You've got the foam in there for your clear stamps, and that makes such a difference with a large stamp. That I had a lady over the weekend say she was struggling to get a large stamp to stamp, and the problem was the platform she was using had no foam. So it was going hard surface onto hard onto hard.
So it don't work.
And it just will not connect properly. You need something squidgy to go into. So what I've got here is I've got 2 of them stamped out, and one of them. So this one here I'm using white embossing powder.
Okay.
So this is Eyes Ink Relief Jasmine, which is basically just raised white in French, basically. They can't call something white in France. It has to have a posh name.
Relief Jasmine.
It's like the beautiful blue that they do. They call it volubilis.
Volubilis?
And it's actually because it's a flower in France. And it just sounds romantic. It can't just go blue.
It does.
Closest we got was cornflower, to be honest.
What colour is the sky? Voluminous.
Yeah.
It's got a look.
It has. You know what they're like. So this one, I'm using the glitter embossing powder, which is, what's this one called? Transparent Paillette.
Oh, transparent, pale, transparent glitter.
So, and it's basically just that paillette apparently is glitter in Spanish, in French. That or sequins.
Bonjour, mon petit paillette.
Yeah.
Hello, my little glitter.
I like that. So let's do the white one first. So I'm just going to heat set this. So always, because I've done this so many times, this stamp through the Kaleido, and I think not everyone has it, not everyone's into their foiling. You want to know different ways. Now, when you're heat embossing, always heat your gun up. You never turn an iron on and start ironing your shirt straight away. You let it come to temperature. And the time that you spend wafting, waiting for the powder to go, is not the powder to heat up, it's for your gun to heat up. So while this is heated up, if you look, you'll see that goes instantly.
Oh, yeah.
And if your gun is hot, it means that you are not heating your card up as much. And you know when your card warps?
It buckles.
And buckles, it's because you're overheating the card. But if your gun is hot, then it will go straight away. And there, look, that's vellum.
That's good, I like
And that's hardly. That should really be completely messed up, but it's not. That's literally completely flat almost.
That's good.
Because it was heated up. So I always use my clip as well, because it makes it so much easier. Now this one is harder to see. But I love this, because when the glitter goes, it winks at you.
Look at that. Oh, it's like melting ice.
It is.
Like melting agua.
So it's just beautiful. So there we go. Let's just finish this one off.
Agua's Spanish.
And again, it's really important to get it done as quickly as possible. Do you see how little fuss that is because I heated my gun first?
Yeah,
it's
I like
done.
That.
So there's a tip for Adam Newcrafter.
I've just got a gun as well.
Yeah, heat it up first, just like you would an iron.
That's
easiest way.
Wrong.
So laying on, I'm going to cut out the glittery ones, but you can see through. It's one of the reasons I've taken my board away, so that hopefully you can see through a little bit better. Can you see there?
Yeah.
How you just line it up. You don't need to watch any marks or anything. So we're just going to put that, and I'm going to cut that. And what I did was I made sure when I designed this, you've got 2 of each size. So one pass will give you a full 8-petal flower for each one.
That's good.
So you don't have to sit worrying, thinking, oh, I've got to do it twice. Because it's a waste. It's a waste of card.
Yeah, it's a waste
of time.
Card, waste of ink.
So take this away. Now what I've got is these beautiful, showing on white's probably not the best way, but I'm hoping if I hold one up, maybe you can see. The glitter.
Look at this. Here we come, look. Look at that.
What a good shot. But you see, if I bring another one in.
I like that. They look, yeah.
No, now that doesn't say to me at all that it's abstract or funky
really
or
doesn't.
anything. It is pretty, which is what we wanted. So.
But it's a two-for, isn't it? Because in theory, you're getting a full-on background stamp and you're getting your flowers. If you only use it for the flowers, it's like a normal die that you would bring us just to cut flowers out.
Yeah, it is.
You stamp your flower, you die cut them out. With this one, you are getting a full background, an A6 background, and you're getting
You're getting stamped detailed flowers.
Yeah.
But you're getting a background stamp as well, because that's from the... I mean, I would never think that
No, you wouldn't.
is the same flower as that. It's the way it was designed, because the bits around the outside are hidden in the design here.
Yeah, you'd never know.
So they're sort of... That looks like a daisy. That looks like a sort of all flower.
I love them.
So-
I just think it's a good concept. It is the value for money that you're getting. This is ridiculous.
It's a 3-for. That's my favourite way of saying it. So I'm going to turn this over now, and I'm going to grab from my an alcohol pen, because it colours vellum quickly.
Okay.
And all I'm going to do is just put a little bit, one flick of pink, because I've decided it's going to be pink to make the boys wink. Is it pink to make the boys wink?
It is pink to make the boys wink.
Trying to remember some of the old nursery rhymes that are probably now not PC and not allowed to be said anymore.
Probably not allowed to be said on the TV.
Yeah, yeah. But I'm going to do all of them even though. But see how easy this is. Because a lot of people say, I struggle to, you know, a big collage stamp, I struggle to colour it in and know what to do with it. This to me is the easiest and quickest way ever to do it. So, I turn this over.
Oh, look at that.
So let's have it go.
You do 4 of them, put them in a little square box, you've got yourself a lantern.
Oh, you have? That would be lovely.
With a little
Lights
light in the
behind it
middle. Yeah.
would really, really work. But you see, you've got all the text and the wood grain and everything behind it. But and that's the back, but that's the front. So much nicer.
You never know.
So what I'm going to do is just frame that. So I'm just going to grab some foam tape, something you can cover a minute while I just pull the,
Of course I can.
foam tape on.
Let me show you the happy hour. Let's have a little look at the happy hour because we are approaching limited stock is now what we are. We're approaching limited stock for your happy hour. Remember, it's the icing sprays that you're getting now. You're getting any 5. That's arty. Look at that with the little spray bottles on the bottom. Oh, Luke's exceeded himself.
That's our
there.
Luke playing, and that was taken at 7 a.m. this morning when I had to race them in.
Luke. £13.49. He don't get enough credit, that boy. £13.49. He does all our inventory. Saving of £14.50 is what you're getting on this one. Is what you're getting. 581 574 is the whole team of them. There is 571 574 is right number. Get again while you can because they're about to go. Did you say limited? It is now limited stock. We are now limited stock is what you're looking at for these ones. 581 574 is your item number. And once they've gone, they have gone. We will not be getting any more this hour. I can tell you that right now. Right then, something else I'm going to show you. Penguins. Party penguins, looking at the perfect party penguin for the perfect person is what you're getting with these. I've ordered mine. Mine have arrived today. Well, they arrived yesterday, but they arrived at Catherine's because you ordered them for me. They arrived because I couldn't remember my login details. So I got Catherine to order them for me. I've got mine, and these are what we're going to see because these I feel are all year round penguins. These are not just Christmas penguins. They are party penguins. We also said earlier, last time I launched these, this one here with his earmuffs on, it could be listening to music. You've got your balloon in there. These little ones, this one here, I'm going to be using for Molly's thank you cards for her birthday that she had last week. So we'll be stamping them out, getting her to colouring in. Then I'll be just rewriting thank you on them. So we'll send them out. You've got the balloons in there, but you could also use them for Christmas. And then you've got Mum or Dad or Nandad and Grandad in the big penguin range as well. £16.99. The perfect penguin for the perfect person that you can get out of these. You could have a choir of penguins. I wonder what a choir of penguins are called. What's a group of penguins called?
Oh, I knew
Did we know this? I'm no doubt we would have.
It's a raft.
A raft of penguins.
It's a raft of penguins.
Look at all these samples, though, done in all the different mediums. And then we forget, because they're stamped, you get this. You can do a couple of French knots in them. Look at that.
Sam did that.
Look at Sam.
And he didn't use French knots. He calls them Sam knots because he wraps it round as many times as he can be bothered to.
Oh, and then just pulls it tight.
And then pulls it tight. But yeah, Sam made that.
Look at that.
He sat and he did one of the gnomes as well. He absolutely loved it. He's had so much fun doing it. But he just stamped it onto Hessian and then did Sam knots over the top. And
we forget about that's what you can do with stamps. So you get that and it'll stays on or something so you can see the line. It doesn't matter what you do long, just enjoy them. And for £16.99, I know you're going to get a lot of enjoyment out of them. You really, really will. £16.99, I've said that once. 394 787 is your item number for your perfect penguins for the perfect person. Go on. Treat yourself. Right then.
I thought you were going to say pick up a penguin then.
Oh, that's a catchphrase though, isn't it? I didn't know if I was allowed to say it.
What's the catchphrase? Oh.
Pick up a penguin. The brand. Other penguin bars are available.
Right, so what I was doing is, while you were talking, I was just making up some of the flowers, so I'll show you what I've done. So, all I've done is the same thing again. Grab the same pen and just put a strip of pink on the back. Yeah. But that way, I get that really subtle coloured, glittery, but pink striped flower.
Looks enamelled.
It does actually, doesn't it? It's because it's doing it with the sort of glittery thing on it. So a little bit of glue glaze in the middle, and I'm just going to put one on top. And I'm not going to shape them because I think we can shape flowers. But these, let's be honest, if we look at that as a flower, what does that need? Why would that need shaping?
Doesn't.
It's just cut out and go with it. So
if you did them in green as well, or did them in the pink like we're doing here, you could have them as, are they water lilies, the what float on the top?
Oh, they could be. That would be really nice. On top of the
pond. That'd be nice with the penguins, or if there's any more frogs or that you've got, or stuff like that.
Yeah, we are currently discussing animals for next year.
I love cute animal stamps.
Yeah, we've got some really, I've seen some really, really cute ones, some genuinely beautifully cute ones that one of the artists has put through that I absolutely love and can't wait to see for next year. Love it. Yeah. I will tell you afterwards, but I'm not saying Panda or anything at all.
Oh.
So, No, because that's not happening. So I'm going to use that background I sprayed.
Oh, yeah?
But it gives me just that little bit. It makes it look as if I've been even more arty.
Yeah, it does.
You see there? I got that texture of the brown and the pink behind it.
Look at that.
So it just gives that little bit more texture behind it. And again, this is all about trying to make us look clever when we're not. Because I'm not, so I try and make myself look clever or
Looks
pretend.
like the vellum's coloured.
Yeah, it looks like you've spent hours doing it, and I'm sorry, life's too short. So the only bit of this I'd pre-made, to be honest, is the frame.
Yeah.
Nothing else was done. So I'm going to go, there we go. But that to me, let's just trim this out. So remember to undercut. Tilt your scissors at an angle. Means you slide under the top layer and you don't cut the top layer at all, even when it's fine like that. So I should hold that one. If I hold that one up, you can see there.
That is nice.
Now that's the sort of background stamp that you would spend a lot of money on.
You would.
To be honest, to do that, to my mind anyway. But we've simply got that done, and all that colour, and all we've done is use a bit of sprayed card and a marker pen.
It's very jelly plate-esque.
It is actually, isn't it? But it's pretty at the same time.
But it is, and it's not messy.
No.
You haven't got to have a jelly plate because if you don't know how to use them, I still can't get on with mine because I don't really know what I'm
To be
doing
honest,
with it.
we launched the John Next Door brand with media plates, which are like an easier version of the, done using the sort of special plastic that we got in, or the special film we got in. And I can do that, but I can't do a jelly plate. It's too messy. It's too messy for me. I was talking to a friend who does it a lot the other day, and she said, oh, I have to have two jelly plates. I said, why? She said, well, there's the one I use on air that looks all nice and clean, she said, and then there's the one I really use at home. Because it gets so messy and painty in it. And oh no, I'm sorry, I don't do messy and painty.
And then you feel you've done something wrong because it was staining it. So, with this stamp, you straight away, you're there,
so
look.
There.
Look at that.
And then I've done a little sentiment.
You have to.
Yeah, so because I think this is going to be Molly's birthday card late.
Oh.
Because I'd forgotten.
Bless her.
So probably a little bit, no, not too adult for her.
No, she's had about 6 birthdays at the moment.
Yeah, well, they're allowed to at that age, aren't they?
Of them.
But if you see, you wouldn't think those
That's cute.
were the same flowers
They look totally different.
that are in that background.
They look so different to what's in that background.
Oh.
The backgrounds look like daisies. They look like they look more of a rounded edge.
Or a camellia or something like that on the front.
Look at
There you go.
that.
We've done that. Okay, the frame and the sentiment we've done, but the rest of that we've done from scratch and air, just using the stamp and the die set.
£34.98 is what you're looking at for this one. 340919 is your item number. That is for your butterflies and abstract flower that we're looking at on that one. You're getting both of them. Remember, you are getting the stamps. You're also getting in there. You're also going to get the dies as well. It's worth having a look. Update on your happy hour now. Sold out. Gone. Sell out on your happy hour. Well done if you got it. Let me move the board so no one thinks that they're still there. They have now sold out. Well done if you got it. Now, the Kaleido, very busy, I'm hearing once again, because there's so much you can do with this. Be like Steve. Treat a loved one today. Good guy Steve treated his lovely wife. They're on holiday in Scotland somewhere. I told you, Steve, you're amazing editorial for today. He's up in the Highlands somewhere. He bought one on the hop. Didn't tell his wife that he was going to buy one for her. He bought one for her. He's now loved. Loved is what he is now. He's gone down to the pub. He went to the pub at 10. She let him go. You are now getting everything that you see here. So you are getting your machine. And this is where all the magic happens. The roller's on the inside heat up. You've got that little, I knew that was going to happen. You've got the little switch on the side which turns it on and turns it off. John, does it have an auto shut off?
It does. So I discovered this by leaving mine on, obviously, because that's me. So I left it on at home, and after about 2 hours, it switches itself off. It cools down. The switch stays on, the light stays on, but it cools down. And then I did it again. I forgot all about it. And when we first launched this, I left it switched on in the studio here, which is the worst place to do it. Came back the next morning, the light was on, it was switched on, and I was panicking. All I did was switch it off, switch it back on again, it beeped and it reheated up.
There you go.
So because it's got a heating element, it's actually got a thermostat attached to the roller. There's a metal roller inside, top and bottom. It's all metal parts. There's no plastic cogs in here. It's all solid metal. And of course, we have opened one. You know, Peter, being an engineer, did the very first thing he did with the first ones that arrived was open them to look inside. There's a thermometer because it has to be at a certain precise temperature to foil. But there's a thermometer in there, and if that's on for too long, it will switch itself off.
Oh, okay.
And it will stop heating, and I think that's so, so good.
All you need to do when you get it out of the box is attach the handle. It comes with the key of Allen, which is just under here. There's a little blue cap that goes over the top. You just need to place on the cap and you are good to go. There you go. Look, I can show you. The handle does come off for demonstration purposes. We don't put ours on. That is yours on there. Didn't realise that. But then you also get your power cords in there. You also get your plate. Now, this is a special bit about the plate. The base plate, so this plate here, is magnetic, is what you're looking at. So this is a magnetic plate. So you haven't got to worry about your metal shims in here, your magnetic sheets in here anymore, have you? Nope,
you don't have to put a magnetic sheet in. I'll give you a die.
There you go, look.
And you normally pay an awful lot more to have a magnetic base for your machine.
Love this game.
But we've included that as standard.
So that is already in there. So you get them. Then you also get your plates that will go on top of all of those. Then we're also going to throw in some foil that you're getting in there. Not just one, though. If you're going for the big bundle, you get all these as well. You're getting all these foils that's already in there.
And that's every colour.
Oh, that's
so
every
we're not
colour
holding anything back. That's every colour. That's a complete collection. You know, we're not going to come on next week and say, oh, look, and here's 3 colours we didn't include. Pay some more. No, that's every colour we do.
Oh, so that's every colour. I didn't even realise that. So that's every colour that's already in there. You get a lot of them. You get 3 metres on each one of those. You're also getting then your liquid ink. This is the magic.
This is the magic. This is what I spent the time developing. This is a chemical ink. So it is it's very thin, it feels like, but that's why we've given you a blank ink pad, because it dries quickly, because it's a chemical, a bit like your stays on and your stays in place can dry. So we've given you as well, you know, with your normal re-inkers, you get 15 mils. We've given you 60.
That's a lot.
Yeah, so I'm still on, I think this is my 2nd bottle.
You've done a lot of demos.
And that's including, my first bottle was a bottle I got sent to test that was the final one we agreed on. And I've still got at least half a bottle, if not more, left. So we didn't want you to run out of that. And the magic medium allows you to cover a piece of card with that, then put the waste foil on, and it will transfer the foil on, but it's not sticky once it's dry. But you can also put that through stencils, and you can now foil any stencil you've ever bought. You put that through stencils, you give it 10 minutes till it's dry and clear, put the foil on, run it through, and that will then foil your stencils.
You see, this machine, it just gets better. I never even knew that. The machine gets better and better. It really does. You're also getting your ink pad in there as well. And we're also going to throw in, not only with your ink ball, you're also going to get your pen. Now, your pen's got the same ink that's in here. So if you've got fancy writing, or you're a calligrapher, this is the perfect way to do that.
It is, yeah. You can just handwrite with that. You could actually now sign all your Christmas cards or your inserts. And, of course, then you can foil them. But remember as well, because it's based on similar technology to like some of the other ones, but it's not. It's weird, but it is and it isn't. If you've got a laser printer or a photocopier, you can laser print or photocopy anything, put the foil in and foil it through this.
Oh, here we go. So if you've got a photocopier at home, one of the printer photocopiers or anything like that.
Anything that's using laser toner, so a laser printer or like a commercial photocopier.
Will work.
So you could print out your own verses and foil them.
Yes.
Your own inserts. And fold them, because they're always on paper anyway. But basically, you know, if you can get the ink on it, the magic medium on it, or a laser toner print, you can foil it through the Kaleido.
£142.46 if you're a Freedom member. If not, £149.96. And I'll also put this onto flexible payments as well. 3 flexible payments of £47.49. 545390 is your item number. Jump to the website. It's the quickest and easiest place to go. I've also got the machine on its own as well. So if you want the machine on its own, I've got a load of individuals that you've got on there. £99.99 or 3 flexible payments of £33.33. There's the card that you've got on there. The penguins are on there as well. I love them. The pearls inks on there for £22.98, or you can get them individually. There's your Kaleido on FlexiBuy that you've got. There's some more ink if you need some, but I don't think you will. Not a little giftable for someone, though, a little re-inker. Then you've also got some plates. There's your plates, look. You get them all, and it's all included. You get them included, but if you want more plates, there's your happy hour, but that is now gone. Well done if you got it right then.
Right.
Let's go for another demo.
Okay, so I'm going to mix together this time the flower and the butterflies.
Oh, okay.
Because we always say, let's stick a
yeah.
butterfly on it if we're unsure. Yeah? So what I'm going to do is this time, again, we said it's a 3-fer, but I want to show you how it's more like a 4-fer.
You can do something.
Because I'm going to use this to make the flowers just on their own without stamping. Because we forget, to me, this is a beautiful flower dye.
It is.
You know, I love my flower dyes, and I'm always gutted because they always sell out too quickly. They literally... I had a friend message the other day saying, what flower can I get? I said, there's not many left, sorry.
Nice.
But I'm going to use this as well now as a stencil.
We forget we can do that.
We do. So I'm going to, because again, I made sure that it was designed at a shape so that we can use it as a stencil. So I'm just going to use a finger dauber because I find that easier with card. And I'm using linen card and a little bit of just a pink ink. And I'm just going to go through over the top really roughly, and you see straight away. It gives you, I think, a really pretty look. And you can, if you want to, rotate it.
I mean, you could go over with another colour because you could see it.
Go over with another colour, but you can actually do yourself full flowers if you want to. But I like the sort of my version of abstract. This is about as abstract as I get, to be quite honest. I like pretty. You know, it's my thing. But I'm not being careful where I'm putting it. I'm just randomly going around. So there I've got my background. Okay? So, but what I've got, of course, is a lot of pieces now for the flower.
Yeah.
So let's use those. So I'm just going to pull again. You get 2 of each size. So, there we go. There's 2 that size. And there's actually 4 of the largest.
There's 4 large.
And then 2 of the sort of medium. 2 of the mini medium. 4 of the small. And 2 of the micro. Now, I wouldn't actually believe that all of those came out of one A6 piece of card. And it's sized to be an A6 piece of card. Adam is actually now leaning over the counter, counting the flowers on the die he's got there, because you didn't believe that many come off.
too many, though. You were counting them out. I was like, oh, you must have a double set there somewhere.
No.
But no, I've just watched you cut it. I remember.
That is literally one set. So that one, and the die is A6 size, so it will go 1, 2, 3, 4 on a piece of A4.
Flowers.
So you'll get 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. You'll get 14 individual die cuts from one A6 piece. So 4 14s are 44, and 4 is 8, 8 and 8 is 16. That's 56.
That's a lot of flowers.
So you'll get 56 sets, 4 sets of petals from one A4 piece of card. That starts to make it cheap.
It does.
So, but all I'm going to do is just take a little bit of ink.
But then on the back of that, you could also then, that's a lot of flowers, but then you could also have 4 backgrounds if you stamped it first.
Yeah.
Did what you wanted to do, and then you could have your mats and layers if you're going to place them back in, or...
Yeah, you could, because if you stamp it, this is just using it as a die.
Yeah.
So all I'm doing is, and I'll show this again because I always do it and never say what I'm doing. Hold it in the air when you're wanting to tip colour. Yeah? And then just get your dauber and rub it down the edge. Yeah? If I do it flat, I'll show you doing one flat, look. You go over too much.
Oh, okay.
You don't have as much control. It's a nice look, but I just want the edges tipped. And then all I do is just colour in the middle. Okay? And then take each one and just pinch the end. Pinch it between my finger and my thumb.
Well, they've got the little nick marks in if you wanted to be really precise, haven't they, on the end of the leaves?
Yeah. So it's not just a flat petal. It has that, because again, you can go to town with a ball tool and really shape this. This will actually make you a rose.
Will it?
Yeah, so you can actually shape it and ball it round to make a rose using the smaller to the larger.
Wow.
But again, it's the time that takes.
But it's another idea with the
but
same...
it's another option of what you can do with
die.
it. So I'm just going to add a little bit of blue glaze in the middle because it's so much quicker. Rotate them round. And I get a different shape flower again. So you see there.
Look at that.
Okay. And again, you wouldn't think that came out of that.
No, you wouldn't. It's like a whole new die set.
It's a whole, yeah, it's like having, like you say, a whole new die set. So there we go. Just going to pop a pearl in the middle because it's me and I like to put pearls in the middle of everything. Honestly, if I could wear them, I love putting pearls on things. I'm a pearl. I love pearlage. King. No, that's a bit too much.
That's a bit too many pearls.
That's a bit too many.
All right,
pearls,
fair enough
yeah.
then.
I'd like some pearl buttons. That would be quite nice, actually. Well, I'm not sure if I get away with that.
Of course you would.
But so there I've got my flower. So I'm going to add those to the other ones I've got and just move those to one side in a minute. And now I want some butterflies for this.
Oh yeah, it's too
so I'm going to use half of this for the background of the card, but you know I hate to waste, so I'm just going to chop a piece off to do my butterflies with.
Okay.
So this time I'm going to pop this into my and again, if you wanted them just the butterflies, do it on an A6. I'm just doing it in slightly bigger to make it easier. So now my butterflies, let's put those in, and I'm going to stamp these in grey.
How come?
And the reason is, if I stamp them in black, it's too sharp. Grey, when you've stamped it, this is smoky grey VersaFine, looks like it's black, but it's not. And when you put black on anything, there's no more black in anywhere else on this card. And if you put black, say a black sentiment on, and no other black, your eye is drawn to it, because our eyes are drawn to headlines in newspapers that are in bold and black. Oh. So if you want to have a nice sentiment or something on a card, but you don't want to use black anywhere else, use grey, because it doesn't attract the eye quite as much, it's softer.
Well, I never.
Yeah, you'll always see it. I mean, if you do a show with Julia, if you notice if she's stamped in black, there'll be a black layer somewhere.
On a card. On
a card to pull the eye out. And if you don't balance the black out, if it's only in one place, it looks wrong. It took me so long to work that one out.
Oh, I never. You learn so much in these shows, so much.
But what I've done is I've stamped this onto linen card because I want this vintage textured look.
Oh, yeah, that's nice.
So I'm going to now take, honestly, I move things. So I'm just going to keep to the same colour theme, okay? And all I'm doing is putting the same colour pink in like blobs over where the butterflies are.
Yeah. I suppose you're going to cut them out, so you won't really, it doesn't really matter, does it?
So why spend time colouring them and spending hours doing it? So now it looks just a bit weird. Now it is a bit abstract. So take the die that matches, and these are the most delicate butterfly, line it up, and if you can you see through there how suddenly those butterflies pop? Look at that top one, but look how he blends in.
It's the detail that you get when you cut them out.
If I'm going to pull that down a little bit, you see there, right? So look how he blends into the background. As soon as I put that frame on, suddenly he pops and exists.
He just stands out.
Whereas he didn't before. So again, just take this down, make sure it's right. So I always get that butterfly and that butterfly at the bottom in the right place. And I know the rest. I trust myself when I designed it, if that makes sense. It's rare I trust myself on anything, but I trust myself on this one.
If you're going to do things like spotlights and stuff like that, the die wood will come in handy to pinpoint where you want to colour in, where you need to go with your accent colours.
Well, what you could do is you could actually use this as a stencil itself.
Yeah, as a guide.
As a guide, and colour around the edges and just take the die off. You could use that as a guide to colour in the actual butterflies inside and then not even cut them. So just
did I
quickly.
Hear correctly then? Did you say
I was wondering
4 minutes?
that. Where's this hour gone?
Oh, I was having a lovely time.
So, I've really enjoyed this.
I'm out of time. This hour's flew by.
But you do. They say time flies when you're enjoying yourself.
That is true.
So now I've got all these delicate butterflies, but you can see.
Don't think so.
How it looks like. If I hold it forward, that might be better. There we go. You can see all that detail. But again, you could take different colours and blob them on and, you know, all sorts of things. You don't have to spend any time.
But none of the backgrounds overlapping on the butterflies.
No.
Which is what I like about these sets.
So, just very quickly, grab a glue.
Grab a glue.
Grab a glue. Oh, this is one I haven't. Yay. So not only do I have chewing gum and things under... Have you actually felt under here?
Yeah, I saw it this morning.
Yeah, it's actually worse than it was before. So now I've got my flowers that I've made, so I can just do a little spray almost. I've ignored my own rules there of always putting a bit of glue glaze into the middle when I stick a pearl on to stop it coming off. So I'm just going to spray the flowers down this shading that I've done.
That
Really
shading
simple.
works now as well.
It brings it all together, but again, you would think, oh, what's that stencil? What's that die you've used? What's that flower? You know, you could stamp as well.
And
So
just look,
just
how
putting-
different do the cut-out flower, and we said it about the last card, how different do those stencils look? It's not a stencil, remember, you've made that stencil yourself by just running it through your die machine, to the flowers that you've already using there. They look like two different flowers.
And let's just put... But you see what? Can you imagine what these butterflies would look like in black?
Yeah, they're really...
Your eye would be so drawn
They'd be
to them.
overpowering.
But we're just very simply tucking them in.
Something quite subtle about them.
I know, me, subtle.
I know.
And I'm sure one of my school reports said John's about as subtle as a flying brick. Actually, most of my school reports said, John could work hard and could do better if he spent less time gossiping at the back of the class and chatting.
Nothing's changed.
Nothing has changed
Nothing has
at all.
changed. We still come in early and gossip.
We do, to be honest. That's why I left. That's why I set my alarm for 4 a.m. this morning.
To get in early.
So that I could get in early. It was nothing to do with having things photographed.
A minute left.
And you've got then a little bit of a kaleidoscope of flowers.
Oh,
And
look at
butterflies.
that. And it works.
Yeah.
And it works. And that is using the bundle. So that's not a stencil. That is not a different flower die that you now
Nope.
need to buy. You think, oh, here we go. I've now got to buy about 600 die. No, it's all in the one, and you can do that. The only thing that John has added is the
go
border
the right way,
that
but
you've got
both of those
in
are the
there
same
as
flower.
well. Absolutely adore it. £34.98, 340919. If you want the Kaleido, the details are at the bottom of the screen. Very busy for this hour as well. When you're back, John?
Sunday.
Sunday.
My last Christmas. Did someone say box kit? My last Christmas release.
Oh, what time
Because we
Sunday?
stretched it out because it was late, so it was fair. 6 o'clock, I think.
For launch, I think it's with our Janice, I think I want to say. Chris, box it, coming up on Sunday with our John. You don't want to miss that one. They always fly out the door. Thank you, John. Always a pleasure. Thank you to you as well. I will see you tomorrow morning, bright and breezy.